What's up? It's Keith. How are you? In this video I want to share my finances with you, and because I believe it's detrimentally important, and if you don't look at your finances and you don't know where you're at, then you don't know where you're going. And if you're not looking out far into the future, then it could be kind of detrimental. It's about 1:30 in the morning right now, and I'm finally getting off work and doing paperwork and stuff like that. And when you run a small business, at least from all my experience, say goodbye to most of your free time. If you'd have told me 5, 6, 7 years ago, or any time in my life, that I would work 90 hours a week, literally, and that my overhead would be $16,367 a month that I had to come up with, I wouldn't have believed it, and I would have probably had a panic attack. Now, to some of you watching, you're like, I wish my overhead was only $16,000 a month. I would, be rich. And it's kind of vulnerable for me to talk about this type of stuff, because in some ways I get embarrassed that I only do, I don't know, 110, 120 grand a year. This year we'll probably do, I'll probably do 150 grand. I got a feeling, because of the way things are going. But, you see in my videos, I'm not driving all these brand new trucks. I don't have 5 crews in a big shop, and I'm not rolling deep. I'm just not at that level yet, and that's why I like making these YouTube videos and bringing along my journey and teach you everything that I'm learning, because there are a lot of guys that are new in the business or aren't at my level yet that get a lot of value from this stuff. So I just want to share it and be real. So when I said $16,367 a month, my total overhead expenses right now are just under $12,000 a month for, I'm talking business and personal, for payroll taxes and insurance, for paying the house and keeping food in the fridge, gas, phone, electric, all that stuff. But here's where I think, on a cyclical basis, here in Michigan, we're a seasonal business. So I run off an 8-month cycle, 8 months on, 4 months off, 8 months on, 4 months off. Please listen to me. If you know what it's like to be flat broke in the winter and falling behind on your bills, it is absolute hell. So I made this amendment with myself several years ago, saying I will never be broke in the winter again. And that means that if you have to kill yourself, this is just the way I do it, all summer to make sure you have enough money socked away for the entire winter, then that's what it may be, right? Or what it has to be. So the reason I said over 16,000 is because I make sure that there's enough money by December 1st is the due date. So there's enough money in the tax account for all taxes, yearly taxes, which I'm switching over to quarterly taxes right now. All the taxes paid by December 1st. All insurance policies paid off by December 1st. All money set aside to pay for all the bills all the way through December, January, February, and all of March. 4 months of expenses completely all set aside, and an extra $6,000 set aside for the following April to get us out of the spring rush, or the spring negative cash flow shortage. So that equals between $24,000 and $26,000, actually like $24,600 that has to be set aside by December 1st, on top of paying all bills all the way up until that point, to pay for all that stuff I just mentioned, right? So not only is that, almost $12,000 a month, that's an extra $4,000 a month until December 1st that has to be put away on top of that. So if I pay myself $781 a week on payroll, it's like, say, $3,200 a month, then I actually have to put away $7,200 a month. I mean, make an extra $4,000 a month. That's an extra $1,000 a week on top of what I'm already making, in order to be able to hit that goal by December 1st. You're like, how the hell are you going to do that, right? Well, I looked and I tracked all the expenses. I use an app called Evernote. I'm also on QuickBooks, and I mean, it's very thorough. I'm not going to show you all of it, but I mean, I have everything tracked here very thoroughly. I just have to know what these numbers are. So when people ask, why don't you just take a day off? You need to work less. Because I need to know what's happening next year, 2017, April 11th at 6:30 p.m. or I can't sleep. That's the time perspective, right? So the average employee is thinking, you know, Friday, payday, or maybe the end of the month, bills. Well, I believe as a small business owner, you got to be thinking as far out as you can possibly think. Now, the crazy thing is, right now, I'm doing that extra $4,000 a month. We're selling the jobs, we're knocking them out, and it's all working. It's all working. But at any moment, you know, that's what the thing about being self-employed is, if you break your leg or you have downtime or you get really sick and you got to take a couple weeks off work, dude, you're falling behind and it's like an avalanche on you. So that's why every second of the day, at least for me, out of, you know, not only motivation but fear motivation, is spent listening to audiobooks, in bed falling asleep reading books with my nose in a book. If I see anybody trying to ask me to watch a sports game or trying to relax or let's go hang out, let's go to the bar, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Go to the fucking bar? Are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, oh, you need to relax. Okay, well, and I say this in complete humbleness. Please trust me. In 5 years from now, you know, I'm not comparing myself to anybody, when, you know, there's money in the bank and there's a, you know, an IRA with money in it, and there's food in the fridge and the bills are still paid, and you who's going out to the bar is flat broke asking for handouts or still scrambling. And it's like, I've seen that happen. It's happened in my own life, dude. Back 6 years ago when I lost everything and I freaking got sued, you know, for something so stupid. But you know, I almost had to claim bankruptcy. The fear and anxiety of that will make a guy get on a rat wheel and run till his fucking heart explodes. I'm just telling the truth. That's really what it comes down to is, and now it's about my family. It really is. Dude, I love my wife, and we don't have kids yet, and our animals so much that I will kill myself to make sure that happens. And you look in the mirror and you watch the days your life go by and you see the bags on your eyes, and every day you're more and more motivated to go out and hunt for food and make it all happen. So the ultimate end goal is to really build assets that throw off residual income, whether it be real estate, right? Or in any type of business, build a product, or internet businesses are huge and stuff like that, right? I'm starting to do that with my books and stuff. I'm starting to make money with that, and that's really cool too. But I'd probably make a lot more money in my landscaping window cleaning business if I didn't do this whole internet thing. It's obvious, but I love doing it so much. So find out what you love, and hopefully, you know, I plan on getting into I'm going into relationship coaching and building video courses and all that stuff in the future. That's where my passion lies. Where does your passion lie? Because if you hate what you're doing, and you're just going to be absolutely miserable. This is like a totally real video. So please, when you get the time, go and track all your finances. Track every, you know, create, you know, a line on a piece of paper. Go like that. Your income and your expense column. Right? Then you get in a QuickBooks, a profit and loss statement, right? And find out exactly where your money is and where you're going and what you're making, so you can get a clear target and see where you're at. It's like 1:45 in the morning. I gotta get up in a few hours. I'm going to work later.